Hey, johncrestani here. I've made tens of millions of dollars selling products on the internet, and welcome to my property. You know, I recently, well, not so recently, I recently moved back into my property after it burned down by a fire, and one of my passions is gardening. And I'm going to talk to you about how to get rich, and I'm going to try to use some metaphors to really help you understand this concept, because I've been able to do this. I've had a knack for making money, and I want to teach you how you can make money as well. Now, the first thing you need to know about getting rich is knowing your goals. And one of my goals with my garden has been doing a no water garden. Now, one thing you'll notice is that a lot of the plants that I have on my property, such as these aloe right here, this is pig's ear. Can you show some of the pig's ear? I don't do any watering. I have 3 acres of property out here in Malibu, California, and I like to live a low maintenance life. I don't like, I don't enable notifications on my phone. I don't want to constantly having to be, watering plants or setting up, maintaining irrigation systems or worrying about all of this stuff, fixing leaks in irrigation systems, etc. I want to have a low maintenance garden that works in the natural environment. So that's been one of my goals. And that's why I've been creating my garden off of plants that are working in the native environment, that actually grow out here in Malibu, in Southern California, such as this aloe, the pig's ears, and these prickly pear cactuses right here. Now, I'm standing in a hole, and this is a hole that was dug by one of my workers recently, earlier today, and we'll be putting in a eucalyptus in this hole because, again, the eucalyptus, although it's not a native California plant, it works in the local environment. So one thing I'm doing is I'm making sure, and the way you do this in your business too is, if you're starting a business and you don't want to be talking to customers, you don't want to be doing customer support, you don't want to be doing sales or phone sales, you don't want to be using your face. Figure out a business which doesn't require you to use your face or talk to customers or do sales. And, that was one of my, well, I didn't care about using my face, obviously, but my goal in the very beginning when I started my business was not to use my face. And I was selling products as an affiliate marketer. Okay, that's why I learned online advertising. I learned how I could write text ads and put up websites and get people to buy other companies' products, and I earn a commission from them. So know your goals as well. Another point in my life, I wanted to create, I did this information product business selling coaching. I didn't want any employees. I didn't want anybody to work with me. I just wanted to be completely solo, and I'm making $1 million a year. And that's what I was able to do by selling information products as well. I got rid of my whole team. I'd sold my ad agency, and I started just saying, look, I'm just going to advertise a product online that's my own product. Now, the second major concept about getting rich is going where the water flows, okay, or flow like water. And or where water grows, things grow. Okay, that's a better line for it. So I found this spot. I planted this sycamore tree here, and you'll see this is a nice, beautiful 15-foot sycamore tree. I planted the sycamore tree here because what I did was during a rainy night, I was watching where the water flowed naturally in my property, and I noticed that there was a natural sinkhole here where the water all came down from the mountain here and then went underground right in this spot. Now, sycamores need lots of water, and they need good spots to create deep roots, and they will grow up to 6 feet a year if they're in a good, happy spot. Now, that's why I chose this spot for this to grow. And similar to if you're starting a business and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to make a lot of money, is what you want to do is you want to go where the money is flowing. Where is money flowing? Right? Well, we know a few places, right? Trillions of dollars are moving every year in stocks and bonds and investments. billions, if not trillions of dollars of products are being sold online, bought and sold online every single year. Okay, go into markets, go into businesses where there's lots of money. Follow the money. Don't go against the grain. You know, donuts sell for like 50 cents. I don't see a lot of money in donuts. Don't start a donut shop, you know? But similar to this is, who are the richest people you know? What are they doing? Look at them. Maybe you follow a lot of YouTubers like me who are making lots of money. That might be a good idea, right? Be a YouTuber. You know, I've made tens of millions from my online businesses. That might be a good idea too. What are the rich people doing? Where is the most money flowing in? Follow that like water. Don't go against the grain. Now, the third concept that's important for getting rich is thinking long term. Okay. Now, you'll notice in this little plant bed I have here, right, and all this stuff kind of looks sort of ugly right now, but I'm not planting for short term. What I'm doing is I'm planting to create a longer term scenario where it's beautiful. And I have my plants spaced out. I have my sycamore tree, my foxtail agave here, and my aloe kind of spaced around, and I have a little agave right here. And the reason these things are spaced out is because it's not meant to be a one-year garden. This is meant to look beautiful in 5 years. But in 5 years, this is meant to be flourished, and none of these plants are going to compete with each other. The ice plant is ground cover, and this hangs low to the ground, and this will go higher up. I'm thinking of a longer term garden that can almost maintain itself. And similar to doing business, you have to think long term about what business or what entrepreneurial career you're gonna go into. It took me 4 years to create my online business. I've been trying and failing to make money doing affiliate marketing for 4 years. I was working jobs for 4 years until I actually was able to break through and create a substantial enough income from my business to actually do it full time. I remember I think it was like July of 2012, right? I'd been trying to create an online business since 2008, but in July of 2012, I started earning $1,000 a day, about $700 profit every single day from promoting a ClickBank product called Family Survival Course on the website godvine.com. $700 a day was far more than I was earning from my job at the time, and I just kept saving up all of that money and launching more affiliate offers. Finally, I got to the point where I was making $30,000 net a month from promoting affiliate products, and I saved 100% of that, and I gave my boss the notice that I was quitting. It was one of the best moments of my life. September 2012 was when I quit my job and I became full-time working for myself, and I haven't turned back since. The last 10 years or 11 years or whatever it is have been an absolute wild ride, but it's been a ride and a life that I've determined by myself, and I encourage you to too. Again, it took me 4 years. Think long term. Don't go into a business like so many others do and quit after 2-3 weeks. I've taught tens of thousands of students, and the number one reason that students do not make money with my training programs is because they quit too early. Now, the fourth important thing to know about how to get rich is to do what works. Now, I know that might sound obvious, but let me try to help you explain this concept, and let me know in the comments if any of this is making sense, or if any of these metaphors, or even you just like seeing my own property, are helping you understand these concepts. Now, you'll see this beautiful Blue Mountain agave. This is what they make tequila from, by the way, is growing on my property, and it's absolutely huge, right? It's very happy. It's growing naturally without any water. Now, this plant works so well on my property, and that's why I plant more of these around my entire property because they naturally work. They naturally do well without any human intervention at all. Now the same holds true for money, is you want to do what's working. In business, too many people try to get some sort of ego and try to think that they are somehow smarter than everyone else and they've got a better idea. I call it schemers. You know, I hear a lot of scheming conversations where folks think they're smarter than the next guy and they try to come up with a business idea or concept or scheme that's going to make money in a totally new way. This is not the way to do business. Do what works. If these plants are growing here, do that. If people are buying weight loss or skincare products or, you know, investing in cryptocurrency, sell them that. Don't sell them something they're not buying. Sell them something that they're buying and they're buying often. And you'll work out. You'll make money. Don't reinvent the wheel. Now, the fifth important concept to know to get rich is stick to the basics, especially when getting started. Now, you'll notice with this plant, this geranium and this lime cutting, these are both cuttings. I use a lot of cuttings in my garden. Just gardening is a hobby and I like to keep things natural. But you'll notice I stripped off almost all of the leaves and all of the leaves on this lime when I planted them. I kept things basic because, frankly, that gives the cuttings a better chance of actually rooting and growing when they don't have so many leaves to have to maintain. And you'll see this geranium is already growing from this cutting I planted just a few weeks ago. Now, the same holds true for your business or when you're starting out as an entrepreneur, is keep things very, very simple and basic. This is one of the reasons in my training program, when I teach folks affiliate marketing, I teach them how to do affiliate marketing without having to use their face, without having to use an email list or to collect emails, without having to, have their own products, having their own websites, having their own services, having customer support. I'm teaching people to start an online business without having to have any of these very complicated things, because each one of these elements, if you had, for instance, drop shipping, you have to provide customer service, you have to have a business name, you have to have a business license, you have to abide by different rules and regulations, you have to do customer support, you have to have an address for returns to go to, you have to have an email list or a way to collect emails. All of these things complicate the business that you're going into, and it creates inertia. Keep things simple and you have a better chance of growing and succeeding. The sixth concept I have for how to actually get rich is be extremely consistent with anything you do. Whether you are dating or in a relationship, whether you are going to the gym to work out, to shed some pounds or get strong, and if you're starting a business, you won't get success in any of these fields if you are not consistent. You can't work out for a week and then, munch on Cheetos for, like the next 6 months and expect to get buff, right? Success comes through consistency. And what I've tried to create in my garden is a serious consistency of plants. You'll notice I have this Blue Mountain agave pup right here. I have some agaves behind me. This is another sort of agave. This is a foxtail agave. I have cactus, I have oleander. Right next to you is obviously the eucalyptus, but all of these plants are very consistent throughout my whole property. I'm using lots of agaves and succulents, cactus. Right? And I'm maintaining a consistent profile because, again, I'm using what works. I know these plants work, and I'm trying to create a consistent look and eventually an extremely beautiful garden. Now, in your business, for you to be successful, you need to be consistent. I've taught 50,000 students to learn affiliate marketing, that have purchased my coaching and training programs. And the biggest thing I've seen, the reason for folks that don't see success, is they're not consistent. They'll start working on their affiliate marketing business, their internet business, and then a few weeks later, they want to do something different. And usually it's for some emotional reason. You know, they didn't see success in 3 weeks, and they kind of like, you know, they're like, I'm not sure if this works. I'm gonna try something else, right? You know, they try something else. Now for me, it took me 4 years to get my business off the ground. 4 years. 4 years. In my 5th or 6th year, I was earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. I knew I was focused on the right things. I knew I was focused on creating a business that doesn't require me to talk to anyone, to show my face, you know, be present, my personal time, use my personal time, anything. I was focused on that for years until I saw massive success and was able to completely change my life. And you can too, but you need to be extremely focused. The last important concept to getting wealthy is removing negative influences from your life. And one of the most important things in gardening is using hoes, right? You know, using your hoe to get rid of weeds. You know, as you notice, there's a lot of grass in this area of the garden, and the grass is like a weed that destroys the soil and sucks up all the water that is necessary for these plants like these agaves or these oleanders or eucalyptus to grow. Now, in real life, what are these negative influences in your real life? Well, my guess is, and I'm just going to do a cold read here, you watch TikToks at least a couple a week. You watch Instagram stories. You have at least 10 different types of notifications on your phone that are going off. Discord server notifications, DMs on Instagram or Facebook or Be Real or, you know, TikTok, you know, text messages, emails, you know, WhatsApp chats, Telegram chats, right? You have so many apps that have notifications going off, and you are completely reacting to others all day long and never taking personal action to becoming your own entrepreneur or person or whatever. These are negative influences. These notifications are disgusting. These are similar to the grass and the weeds that steal all of the good soil and all of the good air and water from the plants like the eucalyptus and the agave that we want to grow. Get rid of these negative influences. Now, what I've done is I've turned off all notifications on my phone. Has it annoyed some people? Oh, totally, it's annoyed some people. You know, I tried calling you, you know, and, you know, I couldn't get a hold of you. You know, tons of people get mad. I have tons of people trying to get a hold of me all the time. But guess what? Doesn't matter, because I'm building. I'm affecting more people by taking action every day and making others react to me than allowing myself to constantly be reacting to others, okay? Remove negative influences from your life to open up space for you to actually learn and move towards your real goals, to be more focused and to think more long-term. I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, this is a little bit different. I'd love to know, what is your opinion of this video in the comments below, you know, or even seeing my property. Most of the teaching I do is on my computer or marketing concepts, but I'm trying to integrate a bit more of who I am into these videos because I feel like I haven't for so many years. So I'd love to know your thoughts. If you're interested in watching live streams of me on my computer, answering questions, going over websites and marketing concepts of how you can make money online, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications because otherwise you won't get notified. I don't know how else it will notify you, you know, like I want to set up an email list or something, right? So do that, and again, focus, you know, take these concepts, write them down. You know, if you really wanted to get the most out of this video, every single concept I said, take out a real piece of paper, not a freaking notepad on a computer. There's power to actually using your muscles to get something ingrained in your memory. Take out a pen or a pencil and write every one of the 7 concepts that I just talked about you down. And if you do so, say, I did it, I took action, you know, or write down action taker in the comments, because this is important stuff. Love you guys. Have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you in my future videos, and to gardening.